Everybody, and welcome to Mancave Mornings. I'm Josh Wilson. So I really wanted to talk about my St. Louis Blues. We're going to the Western Conference Finals. Woo! They take down the San Jose Sharks 5-1. 5 goals, 5 different players. Biggest one had to be from Tyler Bozak and Vladdy Tarasenko. Really put the Blues over the top after the Sharks cut in to that 2-0 lead with a goal of their own. On a quick exit of the zone on a fast break. So, once the Blues were up 3-1, they pretty much seemed to control. The Sharks were shorthanded. In the evening, they were missing 3 of their premier players, notably Joe Pavelski and Erik Karlsson. But the Blues took advantage. They did what they had to do. They won a big Game 6 on their home ice. And now they're heading to the Stanley Cup Finals for the first time in 49 years. I'm elated. Watching the game last night was absolutely insane. The Blues were flying around, and you could just tell that the fans really willed them on, and the city was just ready to explode, and it was really neat to watch. A big shout-out goes to Jordan Bennington. He got called up at the middle of the year, right around January 3rd, when the Blues were in last place in the NHL. And I think he plays a big part in their success, and it's been really fun to watch. And he had 25 saves on 26 shot attempts headed his way last night. Good enough for giving up just 1 goal. Once again, the Blues are moving on. They beat the San Jose Sharks 5-1 in the best of 7 series. Game 6. They move on to face the Boston Bruins, and that series kicks off Monday of next week. So a little bit of a break for the Blues to rest up and get healthy, which was probably a little bit needed. Physical series against the Sharks, and the Bruins have been off for damn near a week now after the sweep in the Carolina Hurricanes. So really looking forward to the series. I'm kind of hoping that the Blues can come out on top. St. Louis and Boston are 2 of the only sports teams, of very few anyways, that have faced each other like in all 4 major sports categories, NHL, NFL, NBA, and MLB. So a lot on the line there. And then for those of you asking, St. Louis actually had a professional basketball team like back in the 50s, 60s. St. Louis Hawks, I believe, is what their name was. So I think they played the Celtics from like 57 to 61, 4 or 5 straight finals, I believe is what the years were. I'd have to check my records on that. But nonetheless, should be exciting. I hate Boston sports teams, so I'm really looking forward to the opportunity of the Blues taking down the Bruins, and Boston not having a celebration parade of their own, and instead St. Louis can do that, and we can rub it in their dirty little faces. So go Blues. I got to play Gloria a lot last night, so I was really pumped about that, and I can't wait to actually watch them play in the Stanley Cup Finals. Obviously, I've been a Blues fan. I've never seen them play, obviously, because I'm not 49 years old, so it's going to be a special moment. One, whether win or lose, I'm going to try to soak up and really enjoy, because pinnacle of the sports world, you just never know if you're going to get back there. So we'll move on to the NBA. A Game 4 last night in Toronto. The Raptors win 120-100. Kyle Lowry, I believe, had 25 points. Kawhi Leonard had 19. Marc Gasol had 17 to lead the way for the Bucks. Chris Middleton had 30. Giannis had 25. Honestly thought the Bucks were going to sweep the Raptors after the first 2 games, and even thought it was going to be a gentleman's sweep after Game 3. Just the Raptors really didn't look like in that much of a formidable foe, and that has turned out to maybe be a little bit of a different case. The series is tied 2-2, and now it's almost like Milwaukee, who doesn't look like a team that's really up for the challenge if they were to face the Golden State Warriors. Not sure that either team is. I think the popular question right now is who is better suited to face the Warriors. The Raptors, you have Kawhi and an okay supporting cast. So I think Milwaukee, you got more depth. You've got Giannis, who is probably a little bit more of a freak of nature, Greek freak as they call him. I think he's got more depth and a better supporting cast when it comes to Chris Middleton and Malcolm Brogdon, Brook Lopez. So it's hard to tell, but this series is probably going to go 7, just because each team can only win on their home floor. So looks like it's going to go 7. Guaranteed a weekend game Saturday night back in Toronto, which that's always a fun atmosphere to watch basketball games. So really looking forward to see who comes out on that series. I think Golden State, they beat whoever comes out of the East. It's just a foregone conclusion. I really don't see either team giving them a big run for the money. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But shout out to St. Louis Blues. Really pumped for the Stanley Cup Final starting on Monday, and NBA playoffs will continue tomorrow night, Thursday, back in Milwaukee for Game 5. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning from Mancave Mondays. I'm Josh Wilson.
Hey!